What's up, Kryptonians? I'm back here talking about the latest episode of Titans, which aired on Friday. It's called Faux. It's episode 12. It is the next to last episode before the season finale. If you have not yet caught up on Titans, if you're a little bit behind, I would recommend that you get caught up. You watch all the episodes. You watch episode 12, which just aired, and then you come back to this video because I'm going to be spoiling a bunch of shit, because a bunch of shit happened this week, and most of it was pretty much to set the stage for what's going to happen in the finale. If last week was about getting the Titans off of their ass and getting them in a forward-moving position so that they can get to that finale, this week was kind of picking up the pieces and seeing how each part of their plan is coming together. Starts off in a really interesting place though, because you get to go inside of Deathstroke, inside his head or his heart or wherever the hell Jericho's being kept at nowadays. I am kind of curious because we did see the flashback where he stabbed Jericho 5 years ago, and then we saw Jericho use his power and he went inside Deathstroke. I'm just kind of curious, like, did he go inside his heart, or is there like a place in the soul region in his body that he went to? He didn't get stuck like in his bladder or his stomach or anything, right? Because that would be kind of awkward. I'm the only one that thinks of these type of questions while the show is going on. It's like, where exactly is Jericho inside his body? He's not in the penis, is he? It's kind of an awkward thing if Jericho tried to get back into his body to save his life, and he ended up in the same place that ultimately gave birth to him. I think that would be a weird metaphor for the circle of life, but you know, that's what we got Lion King for. This opening scene does set the mood and give you context for Jericho and his struggle inside his father. I love the inventive interior design of inside Slade's wherever the hell Jericho is. Got this weird architecture, and then there are these weird light spears that Deathstroke himself can enter this place, touch them, and it's almost like he can affect the lights in the place. And Jericho have a conversation. It is not good. Jericho basically blames him for everything. Tries the whole, yeah, the Titans lied to you thing, and luckily Jericho is not an idiot. He's like, yeah, they lied to me, but they at least were honest with me about it, and we were ready to move forward, and then you happened. He hates everything about his father, and he hates the fact that his father is keeping him inside here, and he's like, you're a monster, you're a murderer, I hate you, you need to be stopped. He almost does stop Deathstroke, because then when Deathstroke snaps back to reality, so to speak, his leg, like he can't control his leg. Jericho is clearly trying to control his leg, and then he almost makes him step into the street, and he almost gets hit by a car. Like, goddamn, Jericho almost affected the entire season finale of the show. Go figure. My theory is that this is gonna pop up at a weird time for Deathstroke. Like, I feel like Jericho is gonna find a way to control some part of his body. It's gonna prove to be the advantage in a fight between Dick or the rest of the Titans in the season finale. Then we catch up with the rest of the Titans, and they're all off doing their own thing. Don and Donna are off trying to find Gar and Connor. They show up at the house of that one Cadmus guy, and okay, look, if you're a guy and you ordered sushi, and these two insanely hot women come up to your door bringing you your food, and then they offer to come in, I mean, of course you're gonna let them in, right? I mean, this is dinner and a show. This is 2-for-1 special. You can't turn that down. This does lead to a pretty entertaining interrogation scene where Donna and Don are asking him questions about what have you done to Gar and Connor and what are your plans going forward. Essentially reveals that Cadmus has found a way to brainwash Gar and Connor, and now they're under Cadmus's control. He mentions something about Phase 2. Unfortunately, he doesn't know what Phase 2 is. I think I know though. Catch up with Rachel and Corey, and they tried to rescue Dick. Dick rescued himself from prison, so now they're trying to figure out what their next move is. Starfire's in the rain in a parking lot trying to figure out why her powers aren't working the way that they were before. I have a theory about that too. Starfire's powers are tied to her emotions. That's how it is in the comics and some of the animated adaptations of Starfire. She's just so screwed up as a person right now that she just can't use her powers the right way, and it's gotta be a frustrating turn of events for her. First she finds out that Blackfire has killed her parents and assumes the throne. She has to kill her ex-boyfriend over this. She goes to Vegas, she gets drunk, she can't even get laid properly because of all the damage going on inside her head. Comes back, is told by a geriatric old man to get off her ass. She tries to go help Dick out. Dick, of course, is not helping the situation because he's already escaped. She gets done with that, and now she can't even use her powers the right way. Yeah, I totally get where you're coming from, Star. It leads to a weird scene in the car where frustrations boil over, and then Rachel and Corey just start yelling at each other, and at first I was just like, why did this escalate so fast? I'm scared. It does actually lead to one of my favorite scenes of season 2, because eventually they calm down and they realize that they're not actually mad at the other person. There's other stuff going on. Corey essentially admits that she doesn't like not being in control, and she doesn't like how she's been feeling lately, and then Rachel and her make up in like the best way possible. Star's like, I'm sorry I called you an intergalactic witch, and then Rachel's like, oh, I'm sorry that I said I didn't give a fuck about your planet. Rachel and Corey decide that it's their best course of action to head back to San Francisco to join Don and Donna to look for Gar and Connor. Actually, it turns out that their search to go and find Dick didn't actually mean anything, and it was kind of pointless. It did lead to character moments. But ultimately, Donna and Don were on the right path. Having said that, just because they turned out to be right about that doesn't mean that I'm not still on my fuck Donna shit. Me and Donna had a good thing, and I love Connor Leslie, the actress, and I love her portrayal of Donna, but this season, the writing with her, I still hate it. The bridge that we had together where we came across that bridge and we embraced and I felt her booty and everything was great, yeah, that bridge is in pieces on the ground because it's been burnt by fire from Daenerys Targaryen, the mother of dragons. And yes, that's a weird reference to the fact that Don sometimes reminds me of Dany from Game of Thrones, but you know. Obviously the big thing in this episode that still kind of feels like a waste of time is the storyline with Hank, where Hank has decided to get back into drugs, basically doing underground Fight Club shit, and he's using the money to feed his drug habit. And it's like, okay, I get it, we've kind of already seen this before. We've seen Hank deal with drug issues and abuse issues. We've seen Hank go through this. I feel like a little bit of a retread and a rehash of everything that we've seen before. The whole purpose of this, though, was to show him that he's in his own way and that he needs to get back in the story. He needs to join the Titans. He needs to become that hero that he was. He kind of snaps out of it when he realizes that he tried to sell his super suit for drugs, and it's just kind of like, okay, that's kind of pathetic. That's a new low. I need to reassess things. When we catch up with Jason and Rose, Jason is trying to make her breakfast or lunch or hot dogs or whatever the hell he's trying to give her. This is the part of the story where Rose comes clean because she's like, we need to help the Titans, and here's the things that I have been hiding from you. Like, oh, I'm a double agent who's been working for her father the whole time. There is a small sense of too little too late with Rose and Jason. You definitely don't care about their relationship. But hell, if nothing else, I at least respect the fact that they tried to flesh her out a little bit more this week. We saw a backstory. We saw how she became Ravager, how she got mixed up with Deathstroke in the first place. Kind of weird that she kind of immediately decided to quit her life and not go to the prom after she met her father for like 5 minutes. She decides to just go off with him, and she trains with him, and then he decides to use her as like a Trojan horse to mess up the Titans from inside. All of this does a very good job at continuing to flesh out the very complicated Wilson family dynamic. So if nothing else, it does that. At this point, Jason is just done. He's out of the show. He doesn't care anymore. He's like, fuck you, Rose. Fuck all of you. Fuck the Titans. I'm out of here. Peace. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I'm gonna probably go become the Red Hood eventually. I'm curious if we're gonna see Jason again in the season finale, if he's gonna snap out of it and come to the Titans' aid when they need him the most, or if he's gonna end up dying in the season finale and then, you know, he'll eventually become Red Hood. I don't know. Either way, I feel like that's the next storyline for him. Obviously, the big holy shit moment of the show is when Dick goes to Stu to get a new suit because he needs to become a new symbol, something different than Robin. And this Stu guy has been talking to Bruce, and Bruce obviously came up with this plan, like, he's gonna come to you, and yeah, okay, you're gonna need to make him a new suit. We don't actually see the suit this week, but you do see it in the promos for the season finale, and my god, it looks glorious. And I'll tell you that my entire ass soul is probably gonna leave my body when I see him in action in that suit and him fighting Deathstroke. Oh my god, bro, I've been waiting for this for so long. I cannot wait. So now the stage is set at the end of this episode because Cadmus now has Gar under their control, and now they're unleashing him in public. Gar goes to some coffee shop, and then he's getting his stuff, and then all of a sudden that music turns on, and he snaps. He turns into a tiger, and he starts attacking everybody. You just see the trauma and the look of horror on his face when he gets back to the car and he transforms. He's like, oh my god, what did you make me do? And she's like, oh, don't worry, it was a test. Don't test us next week when we get to do that against your friends. Cadmus has Gar and Connor, and my guess is they're going to use Gar and Connor against the other Titans. And then you got Deathstroke working on his plan. He's going to attack the Titans next week too. Promo for next week looks awesome. Can't wait to see it. I also can't wait to see if Donna dies. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a thing. Rest in peace to Hank and the diminishing returns of his sex game, because clearly he was not on his shit this episode. The woman that he had sex with in this episode was so disappointed. It'd be like, ladies, imagine if you finally got a chance to fuck Henry Cavill, or whoever the hell, like the stud out there that you want, and then you end up having sex with him, and then you realize like 2 minutes in, you're like, is this it? Holy shit, I could have stayed home for this. Hey guys, those are my thoughts on the latest episode of Titans. Tell me, what did you think about the episode? Put your thoughts in the comment section below. What are you looking forward to next week? Please like and subscribe to the Superfan Show, and as always, if you like what you see, tell me how you feel, and stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.